This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at FS19 Pine Cove Farm by Stevie. Now before we get into the map, I want to do a big shout out to Jan Christensen for mentioning this map in a YouTube comment earlier today. I didn't realize that Stevie had just released a new map. I was actually over on his Facebook last week taking a look at things, seeing if he's released anything recently, and I didn't really see anything going on. So when Jan mentioned that this map had just released, I was a little surprised, so I went and took a look. And, well, here we are, taking a look at the FS19 version of Pine Cove Farm by Stevie. So the link to Stevie's Facebook post is in the description, and from there you'll be able to download the map from his Google Drive. He also has an alternate download should Google be throttling the Google Drive. Sometimes that is a problem with his maps. But before we dive into the map, this video is brought to you by Alfredo Farms. Thank you for being a farm baron. So I really don't have a lot to go on this map as far as the description. Typically at this point, we would be reading the description of the map, and Stevie really doesn't provide too much information about this map, other than this is not a convert. This is a full rebuild using his Four Lakes Farm map template. So those of you that played Farm Sim 19, or should I say Farm Sim 17, sorry, are probably going to find this map fairly familiar. And that is because Pine Cove Farm back in 17 was an edit of Gold Crest Valley. So to carry this map forward, it is Gold Crest Valley. It is an edited version of Gold Crest Valley, but you will definitely see its roots at Gold Crest Valley once we get into the map and I show you all PDA. Let's go ahead and load up the mods that we typically use when we take a look at these maps. We'll pull up the log. We'll watch it load up. Now, typically with Stevie maps, there is a lot of equipment. So we're going to see all kinds of stuff load in here. He's also done some other rather very interesting things with respect to the sell points. I have to say, I don't think I have seen on any other map. At least I haven't seen in a very, very long time. All right, so let's go ahead and load on in. So here we are, loaded in at the farmhouse. This is where our sleep trigger is located. Let's go ahead and pull up the map. We'll zoom on out, and the first thing you'll notice is a whole bunch of yellow all over the place. Typically that shows up when you have grass activated, but that isn't the case. But it is because we have, well, some very interesting grasses here. We have, as an additional crop type, US grass. So if we uncheck that, you'll see some of the yellow goes away. And then if we go to wild grass, there we go. So there are additional crop types on this map. There is wild grass, which I will admit, I do not know if that is special in any way. We also have US grass, and then we have regular grass. Let's go ahead and just deactivate all of these grasses so we get rid of the yellow. And then as far as other crops available to us, we have alfalfa, sorghum, carrots, and onions. Now, if we take a look at the lands, in new farmer mode, we start out by owning the main farm here and field 2. In farm manager mode, we do not own any land. And also in farm manager mode and start from scratch, everything we see here on the farm is gone, other than equipment. The equipment stays, but all the buildings are gone. A rather interesting way of doing things. So the typical unbuyable land you can buy for $0, which is rather interesting. And that includes all of the town, all of the sell points for the most part. We have the biogas plants here for $104,000. Big old field 1, 49 acres, $1.3 million. Fields 10 and 20, 90 acres, $2.3 million. Then we have some independent fields. 14, 15, and 16, 42 acres, $1.1 million. So the land is fairly expensive here. 10 acres at $290,000. We have the big forest in the northwest of the map, $3.2 million. And that kind of gives you a general idea of the lay of the land. Let's go ahead and take a look at our custom soil map. If I hadn't already said so, this map does include a custom soil map as well as a custom seasons mask. So taking a look at the soil map, you can see that the main soil on this map is sandy loam with a bit of loam and silty clay. Not a single bit of loamy sand to be found anywhere on this map, at least not in the fields that are shown. Take a look at our sell points. We have 4 main sell points for the bulk of our crops. We also have unique sell points for eggs, several sell points for eggs, including the supermarket, U.S. dairy, as well as our grain sell points. That carries over to our milk, where the supermarket, U.S. dairy, as well as all the other sell points, including the bakery. We have a sell point for water at animal supplies and muck off. Muck off. And then we have, I believe this is forage. I'll be honest, I don't know what this icon is. Then we have wood chips, silage, hay, straw, and grass is pretty much available for sale at animal supplies, as well as the farm barn, Fenton Mill, Freedom Mill, and Jeb's Mill. We can sell fuel at gas station bio sales. Then we have solid fertilizer and liquid fertilizer that we can sell back. We have the ability to sell pig food, lime, herbicide. We have compost. Here we have H milk. I'm not really sure what H milk is at the moment. And then we have what look like wet potatoes and baked potatoes. I'm not really sure what the deal with this is. They look like potatoes, wet and then like hot. But again, I'm not really sure what this is. Sorry, not sure. This icon is alfalfa, but we have 2 entries. And then we have this, which is best I can tell might be alfalfa hay. And then this is alfalfa silage. This is sorghum. Then we have carrots, onions, and then pellets if we do have straw harvest enabled. Again, I'm sorry. I wish I had more information about some of this stuff, but it is just, I was digging through Stevie's Facebook. I couldn't find anything. Then again, I can't stand Facebook because you can't find anything. To get some more information as to what the heck these are. I don't see anywhere where there is production of a potato washer, if that is indeed a potato baker, again, if that is indeed a potato. Just to be straight, I honestly have no idea. It's something you're playing this map, you're going to have to figure out, or head over to Stevie's Facebook and just ask him and figure out what's going on. Now we start with a ton of equipment, and some of this equipment is modded equipment that is included with the map. We do not start with any animals at the start, even though we do have animal pens everywhere around the farm, and we have contracts available to us. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting equipment. Start out with the Fendt 1050, the Fendt 939 Vario. So our tractor's range on horsepower from 396 to 517. We have the Lizard Roadrunner Semi, and then the first of our modded vehicles, we have the Case 9240 847 modded harvester. This thing has been set up to have a storage capacity of 30,000 liters. And then we have the Rubicon 9000 modded variety. This has a working speed of 18 miles per hour, 18,000 liter capacity here. So that has obviously been boosted up. We have the Big M mower. We've got the Lizard pickup truck. We have the Pacesetter Freedom by Stevie. It has a capacity of 240,000 liters, and it is also set up to take pretty much every fill type on the map. We have the AgriLiner TAW30. We have the Case 45-foot Draper. That's the base game header. We have a 16-row corn header. Then we have a Swifter Freedom Plow by Stevie, which is the Bendar. I don't even know what that is. But at any rate, it's been set up to plow. Okay, 500 horsepower, 18 or 16 mile an hour working speed. So again, it's been set up to do something different than it normally does, and it's been set up to work very fast. Then we have a subsoiler, same general model, just now it's set up to do subsoiling, 16 miles an hour also. We have the Solitar 12 Freedom by Stevie. This is set up to plant pretty much all of our crops, 12 meters, 13,500, 13 mile per hour working speed. We have the Breedall K105 lime and fertilizer spreader. We have the Rapide 8400W forage wagon. Then we have the modded Cote multi-tank by Stevie, set up to take basically all of the liquid fill types, 120,000 liters there. Then we have some weights, and we move into the placeables. And boy, is there a giant list of placeables. So we have the pig pen, which is set up to hold 600 pigs. We have the cow pen, which is set up to hold 400 cows. We have the sheep pen, which is set up to hold 600 sheep. We have the horse pen, which is set up to hold 16 horses. We have chickens, which is set up to hold 600 chickens. Then we have the farm silo, which is set up to hold all of the fill types available to us here on the map. 16 million liter storage capacity. Then we have some bunkers. Then we move into the sheds. So we've got one shed, closed back high shed. Then we have a double door shed, another double door shed, another double door shed, yet another double door shed. Then we have a low open front by Stevie, another low open front, third open front, fourth open front, fifth open front, sixth open front, seventh open front. Then we move into, interesting enough, the sell points. And yes, you can indeed sell the sell points on the map. So we have the Fenton Mill by Stevie, Muck Off Produce Cleaning by Stevie, Freedom Mill by Stevie, Supermarket, Petrol Station Sales, Animal Supplies, Jeb's Mill, Dairy by Stevie, Chipping Plant, Long Silo Supplies, Old Barn Farm Sales, Manure Store, Vehicle Workshop, Diesel Selling Station, Greenhouse Pumpkin, so pumpkin greenhouse, a melon greenhouse, carrot greenhouse. Then we have a small supply silo, farm diesel pump, 2 of those. Then we have wood chip sales, farm wool sales. So that is automatic wool sales trigger. We have water, wind pump by Stevie, Freedom Farmhouse, wind turbine, church, farm deco that we can sell, farm main ground decals that we can sell, and we can sell the sleep trigger. So yeah, we can sell a ton of stuff, including decorative bits, sell points, things that I've really never seen available for sale in a farm sim map. At least I haven't seen this available for sale in a very, very long time. Now, if we take a look here under vehicles, you're going to find the modded harvester here. Pair, we have the tracked version and the wheeled version. We move to crop protection. We have the modded sprayer here compared to the standard sprayer. We go to miscellaneous. We have a modded Panther, which is set up to take carrots and onions, as well as potatoes, sugar beets, and sugar cane, interestingly enough. If we move over here to beet technology, we then have a header for the Ropa for sugar beets. Sorry. If we move into miscellaneous, it's trying to remember where all this stuff is. We have the Ropa header for carrots and onions. Let's see. If we look under sugarcane technology. Trying to find the roper header for sugarcane. Slurry tanks, we have the modded slurry tank, modded slurry spreader. You're going to find modded vehicles all over the place. We're not going to go through every single category and look for them. Just to let you know, you're going to find them all over the place. You're free to go look for those on your own. But I do want to look for one thing. I want to look at the Binnar. So this Binnar is by default a cultivator that works at 9 miles per hour. Then we have a modded version that's set up to plow at 16. Then we have a subsoiler version that's set to cultivate and do the plowing function at 16 miles per hour. So yeah, lots of stuff going on this map. So let's go ahead and kind of take a look here at the main farm. So the back of the farmhouse overlooks a nice river. Come down here to a dock. We've got a nice footbridge. We can go over here. Now, all the water is pretty muddy on the map, so it's a pretty interesting treatment, I have to say. Oh, yeah, nice motorboat running around. So there you go. So all of the water is kind of this muddy, mucky color. I like how we've got the lower grass there kind of on the walking path. So let's just go ahead and kind of tour the map, or tour the farm here. We have the big double-doored easy sheds. Lots of places for storage of equipment. Stevie loves to give you a lot of equipment and give you lots of storage to house even more equipment as you continue to play on his maps. This is just a standard size map. So here we have kind of bale and loose sell point for hay, straw, grass, silage, etc. We have some of our equipment. Now you may find during this video, we will probably have periods where we do have some low frames, and I don't really understand. In fact, let's just go ahead and pull this up. Okay. What we're going to see is we're going to see this kind of bounce. I really don't know why we're doing this. But we bounce from 60 frames down to 40, and then it'll usually recover fairly quickly right back to close to 60, if not 60, depending on where we're looking. But it'll be really evident when we start doing our fly around. Everything will be nice and smooth, and then all of a sudden it'll be just jerky, juddery, and then it'll recover back to 60. And it'll be good for a little bit, and then it'll be jerky and recover. Can't really understand it. Typically, if it does that, it's going to do that on a map the first time you load in, as it kind of loads textures and builds up a kind of a texture cache. But it's done this every time I've loaded this map, and I've already loaded this map up a good 3-4 times. So we have our vehicle workshop. Here we can buy products, supply purchase point. And we're going to grab a trailer and basically see what we can buy at all of these various areas. Over here we have the main silo for our farm. So we have our silo out point here. We go around on the other side. We're going to have our silo dump. So here we have our silo dump station. And again, we have hookups for dumping, or if we're going to be storing liquid, we have the hookups for that. Here we have our diesel pumps. We have our modded case harvester. This one's set up as tracks, and in fact, it's set up with dual tracks. Here we have our modded Rubicon that is set up with narrow duals. We have our Big M. Let's head back up to the upper level again. Got our liquid tanker, some more of our equipment. We have our Roadrunner, as well as our big Wilson trailer. Lots of sheds down there for additional vehicles and implements. And let's go ahead and move on over here to the animal areas. So here to our right, we have the cow area. And you can see the frames just start to bounce. I'm not really sure what's going on. And my system is far from weak. So I'm not really sure what's going on. So if we pull up this, we've got 400 cows. Let's go ahead and get one. We have our food trough here, as well as our straw trigger. Down here we have our milk trigger. And we activate the animal pen extension mod. And if you do use the animal pen extension mod, Stevie does have support for that. In fact, here is the Lily milk sales machine, should you use the animal pen extension mod. Around back is where we're going to find our slurry and manure. Just follow the shortened grass around. And we have our slurry and our manure pile point there. And then we have our water trough over here by the icon. Now, the icon is part of the animal pen extension mod. Basically, he has support in here already to, if we want to buy the water pipes, we can go ahead and buy those. And then someone will be by to install them, apparently in the next 2 hours. Pretty quick. We do have a pair of silage bunkers here for our cows. So we have trigger 1 and trigger 2. We have those 3 greenhouses right here. They're going to take manure and water, and then they're going to basically give us money per hour. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Under miscellaneous. So we have the pumpkin greenhouse. It's going to give us $125 an hour. Now we are in what difficulty mode? We are loaded up in normal mode. So that is going to change depending on your difficulty level. But on normal, it's going to pay $125 per hour for pumpkins, melons, and carrots. I guess we didn't look at the shop in great detail, did we? So we do have the ability to buy our animals: sheep, cows, horses, pigs, chickens. We also have the ability under miscellaneous to buy a ton of stuff. We could buy the BGA, barn farm sales. We have the old barn farm sales, long silo, the vehicle workshop, manure slurry sales. We have the Fenton mill, muck off, farm wool, farm diesel, diesel station, and just the list just keeps going on and on and on and on. So all of these things can be purchased and put down anywhere on the map, obviously, if you own the land. Your decoration. We've got the church. We got the blue house. We have a cream house, a green house, a tan house, a small house, some circles, lots of stuff. Silos. We have several modded silos that we can put down, as well as a compost heap. So this will take organic material and we can blanket that and make it into compost. We have an alfalfa silage bunker that'll take alfalfa. Then we have two icons that are the same, and then this icon, which represents some type of alfalfa. You can put that in there, cover it, compact it, and basically get alfalfa silage. And then we have a small bunker silage bunker right there. And we have a bountiful assortment of sheds. And then we have the sleep trigger removal that we can basically, I guess, buy and sell. So again, if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, all of the buildings here on the main farm are not here. We do start with the starting equipment, but the equipment is not here. So we have those 3 greenhouses, and manure and water, and then they'll start paying us money per hour. Then we move over here to our, I believe these are our sheep. So again, we can buy this if we want. 2 hours, we will get water pipes and valves. Now this is set up as if maybe sheep put out manure. We're going to have to check that here in a moment. We have our food trough for our sheep. And we have our sheep buy point. We have our wool spawn point right here. And then if you push the wool pallets into this orange area, that is automatic wool sales. So you don't have to transport. You can just shove them on in there and basically have the wool sell for you. Now we move over here to, I believe these are the horses. So we have our water trough for our horses. We have our delivery point for our horses. We have our food and straw trigger inside of here, and we can also put straw over there in the grass area. Now swing on around here, we have kind of liquid storage, slurry storage, manure, buy point. And then we have our chickens. So we have our food trough. On this particular map, it is set up that chickens will also take water. So we can buy a water trough for our chickens. Again, we're just going to have to see if chickens put out manure. We have our buy point for our chickens. And then we have our egg spawn point. So let's go ahead and take a moment and take a look at all the animals. So the chickens definitely do make manure as well as eggs. They take wheat, barley, corn, and soybeans. Then we have the sheep that also produce manure and wool. They take grass, hay, or hay pellets, as well as dry alfalfa or alfalfa. And also the sheep are set up to take straw. That's also interesting. Cows will produce manure, slurry, and milk. And then we have total mixed rations, silage, hay, alfalfa silage, potatoes, potato washed, and hay pellets. So that kind of is some vindication that the watered potatoes indeed are washed potatoes. Then we have grass, dry alfalfa windrow, and alfalfa windrow. Now, interesting enough, by default, base game, if you feed cows total mixed rations, that will give them 100% effectiveness. That is not the case with this map. So with this map, cows are parallel eaters, which means they will eat from all 3 food sources at once. If you feed total mixed rations, they're going to get 82% effectiveness. If you feed them silage, hay, alfalfa silage, potatoes, washed potatoes, or hay pellets, they're going to have an additional 9% effectiveness. And then if you feed them grass, dry alfalfa windrow, or alfalfa windrow, then they will have the final 9% effectiveness. Horses are set up to take oats, carrots, and potatoes for 50% effectiveness, and hay, dry alfalfa windrow, and hay pellets for the additional 50% effectiveness. And they are also set up to take straw, which leads me to believe that these guys will also output manure. We need to come over here, and this is going to be our pig area. Again, we have our food trough. Straw trigger is going to be back there. We have our water trough for our pigs. And then just like the cow area, I'm sure if we jump in around here, you're going to find that we have our slurry and manure here around back. So let's see if the pigs are basically set up to be different than every other animal. So we have corn, wheat, barley, soybeans, canola, sunflowers. That's all pretty standard. Potatoes, sugar beets, and now we moved into washed potatoes or potatoes steamed. All right, so there we have our first vindication as to what the hot potatoes look like. And then we have carrots. Now, how do we wash and steam our potatoes? I'm not really sure at this point. Maybe we'll find out more as we look around the map. So I guess this is wild grass that we're looking at here. All right, so let's just go ahead and get set up for that fly around. We'll take a look around the map. We'll head back over to the shop. We'll get in our Mahindra and drive around and see if we can hit all of the sell points. Oh, wait. Before we do that, I wanted to get a trailer and see what all of those supply buy points would let us pick up. Pretty sure it's going to let us pretty much buy anything and everything. All right, so we can buy alfalfa windrow, feed, straw, manure, fertilizer, silage, wood chips, dry alfalfa, lime, pig food, alfalfa silage, total mixed rations, hay, grass, alfalfa windrow, seed. All right, so they were back to normal. So those are the fill types that you can basically buy here at the farm supply station at the main farm. So now let's go ahead and take off. Get a little bit of an altitude here. So to the east, we can see we have a big lake. We can see the motorboat down there just puttering around. And we have the Gold Crest Valley road that cuts all the way through the map. Those big fields to the south. We have the town off to the west there. The big hill right there is that big forest in the northwest section of the map. And we're going to start our fly around by basically going north and looping around because the shop is going to be over there in town, over in the southwest. And that's where we're going to stop and get our Mahindra. So do take note that we will probably see some interesting frame jutters. I'm not really sure why we're seeing these. They just seem to kind of pop up all of a sudden. So here's that church that we can sell. One of those big windmills that I do believe is sellable. We do have a rideable train on this map. Some of these sell points are also train sell points. Like I say, you can see the frames just kind of start to bounce around as we do our fly around here. And again, I really don't know why we're seeing that, because this really isn't all that demanding of a looking of a map. I'm not really sure why it's bouncing around like this. I do really like this hilly area. Got some waterfalls going on. There's our train cutting through. So we have our sawmill below for our log sales and wood chip buying. We have a big placeable area here to our right. Move on through this forested area. We have one waterfall over here to our left. And then the other waterfall is directly in front of us. Really a nice area to kind of just drive around and tour. Lots of stuff to see. And as we cut our way down to the south, got some more fields coming over here through the town. Some more placeable areas again. So lots of room to expand, to add factories, production, or whatever you should so wish. And then now we really start getting into the Gold Crest Valley. Kind of reminisce of the town, Gold Crest Valley town. Then the shopping area here, and we're going to conclude at Morgan's Massive Motors. One thing I want to look at is we've got some stuff here. Is this rideable? Okay, so that is not something that we can get into. We've got a Challenger here. We've got a big case Steiger model. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. And there we go. I was starting to worry that maybe stuff spawned at the main farm. There we have the spawn point for vehicles. It looks like we're going to take this whole area here. So we're going to have lots of room to spawn in new equipment. Now I'm looking for the buy, sell, trade, and repair area, and I don't see it down here at the shop. It's quite possible that it's not at the shop. It's been configured back at the main farm. Do a quick kind of loop around here just to see if we see anything obvious. So no, I'm going to call it that the buy, sell, trade, and such forth is back at the main farm. Let's head on out of here and kind of make our way around town. There are some sell points around town here that we should go take a look at. So here was the old spinnery, but it doesn't look like this is the spinnery anymore. So over here we have fuel point where we can buy fuel and probably sell biofuel. So we have a fuel buy point here, and then where we can sell biodiesel right there. Not really sure how we produce biodiesel at this point. I should note that this map does not list that it needs global company in the description, which was pretty sparse to begin with. When I loaded the map up, I didn't get the pop-up saying this map required global company and to go get it or activate it. Really like this area right here. We got the old mill, we got the muddy water kind of running under the bridge. Over here we have the bakery. And that drop off is right here. Quite a busy road, quite a busy road. Then we have Lindahl. So we have our grocery store over here. Oh, we have collisions. We can't just cut through. Can't just cut through. Point of interest, we've got a nice little park here. This is the Pine Cove Travel District. Make sure you get yourself some cracker ice cream. Oh, hold your horses, people. Hold your horses. There we have the dump station. We just have to kind of figure out how to get into there. Shoot across the street here. We have muck off. Produce cleaning. We have our dump station. Well, that's pretty cool. We've got kind of a water plane there. You can see the carrots are slowly rotating around. So we have carrots, we have potatoes, and back here we had sugar beets. But if we look, this place appears to just be a sell point. So there we have muck off. Again, set up for potatoes, sugar beets, and water, so we can deliver water there. And then carrots, right? Carrots and onions. Couple big placeable areas here as we move down here to, I believe this is the Freedom Mill. So we have our sell point around front. White icon. I'm not sure what the white icon is. Typically, white icons represent that you can buy stuff there, and yellow icons represent you can sell stuff there. But here we have our dump station. So I think that's just a sell point. Not really sure why the icon's white versus yellow. The main farm is to our right. Over here we have the dairy, milk, and egg sell point. We have our biogas plant, which, interesting enough, we do not have any silage bunkers. So we have our digester buried down there in the ground. We have our digestate trigger, but then we basically have all of this area that you can use to place your own silage bunkers. We move on over here to Jeb's Mill. The trigger seems to basically cover both of these areas. Interesting. I want to see if Jeb's Mill has any sort of pipe out for the train. Nope. So Jeb's Mill is not set up as a sell point and or transfer silo. It appears to be set up as exclusively as a sell point. I'm just trying to look to see how we get to the supermarket. I think I can see how we get to that point at this point. Let's head on down to the train station town. Like I said, anybody that played 17 probably put a little bit of time on Gold Crest Valley, and you're probably remembering a little bit of Gold Crest Valley as we drive through here. So this appears to be set up as a train transfer station, so we can transfer product to and from train to trailer, trailer to train, as well as store product. So like here we have a pipe out. And this will hold 2 million liters. We have wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, sugarcane seed, mixed rations, forage, chaff, wood chips, silage, grass, hay, straw, fertilizer, pig food, lime, alfalfa windrow, carrot, alfalfa, dry alfalfa windrow, potato steamed, sorghum, alfalfa silage, potato washed, compost, onion, and then back to wheat. So pretty much all the fill types can be stored here or transferred to and from the train. Animal dealer. Nice little setup here. Let's cycle through all of our animals. Then we have have a sell point here at the animal dealer. I do like having kind of, decorative tractors kind of scattered around. A little different having one at the supermarket, but okay. So we have 2 trains. That's right, because Gold Crest Valley had 2 train loops. So that has carried that over. And here we have the supermarket. Can we move this? Nope. That is one heavy grocery cart. Lakeland Saver. So here we have the dump station for the supermarket. Not too terrible bad to get in and out of. Like the kind of soda there. We have milk. Melons. That's kind of nice. I like that. And that is all of the sell points down here in the southern half of the map. And we're going to go ahead and kind of make our way out of town over to the wood chip sales, Benton Mill, Lakeside Sawmill, and then the train station north. Go ahead and get in cab here, do a little in-cab driving. Here to our left, we're going to have a big placeable area. I mean, you could build out a farm here. You could do whatever you wanted. Really convert this map to a production map. Another large placeable area over here. Watch out for bear. Right. Frank's warehouse, and then we're going to move in here to the log wood chip sell point, or one of the log wood chip sell points. Really nice train crane here. We can get into and unload logs or load logs from the train. Then we have a log trigger right there. The log trigger is right here over this area. And then we have wood chips right here. head over here to Fenton Mill, another sell point. So I think one of the things I think maybe this is set up for is you can have a trailer that tips up out here. You could sell and not have to worry about the roof, or you could sell in here if you had a belly dump or a kind of a walking floor trailer, or you could actually unload 2 trailers at once. Have an interesting setup. I think what we'll do is take this route up. Kind of loop around the forest a little bit. I'll let you all explore the forest in a lot more detail on your own, but I like this concept where we've kind of got shorter grass helping show us the path. We're going to ford the river. And then are we going to see a little, there we see a little sneak peek of the waterfall up there. The lake over there. We have a placeable area here to our right. I'm sorry, our left. So we kind of come down out of the hill into this sawmill where we have our log sell point and our wood chip sell point. And then the final point of interest here on this particular map tour is going to be the railroad silo north. Let's see, that road's just going to cut across the north side, so we're just going to sneak around here. And see if we can't find our way across the road. Let's get across the tracks. There we have our dump station and our fill pipe for the train here at this silo. There we go. I knew we could get back in here. Then here we have the dump station for the trailer, the fill pipe for the trailer right there. And then this road is basically going to take us back around and down either to our main farm or back down to the main road. So guys, that is Pine Cove by Stevie. Again, you can download this map by heading over to Stevie's Facebook post, which is down in the description below. You can download it from his Google Drive or from a BT Cloud link. The map is about 1.2 gigs, so it is a pretty sizable map. As such, since it is not on the Giants Mod Hub, it is for PC only. What do you think of this map? And until next time, happy farming.